For the first time in 40 years since Full Sail's inception, they will have a Mario Kart relay match, or should I say race, here at Full Sail 500. Chris Burns joined by Clayton Schrager. Clay, we are going to have 15 races today.
Yes, we are. Between 4 great competitors in Steven, Mike, Omar, and Luke. And we're all over the map with the races. We're going old, we're going new, we're going everywhere.
It's basically a wedding. Something old, something new, something blue.
There you go. And you're in the blue suit with the blue tie.
Exactly. Hopefully someone gets married to the championship tonight. And Clay, who are their characters?
Steven is going to be Waluigi. Mike is going to be Mario. Omar is Bowser. And Luke is Yoshi.
Race number 1 is about to get underway as we head down to the Mario Circuit.
Mario Circuit's throwing it back to Game Boy Advance days, and it's only on a 100cc. Steven is in the gray shirt. Mike with the backwards cap.
Waluigi, Mario, first race. Boogity, 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 let's go racing, boys!
Great start by both racers to get the boost. Oh, and an early hit on Waluigi, and Mike is just going at it. Look at that, already in second place.
They had a practice race. Waluigi came in first, Mario in second. Mario spins out of it and goes into first place.
Great use of the draft there to get the boost.
All new techniques in these new games, Clay.
You know what? As the games keep advancing, so do your techniques, and these players have done a great job of doing that. And he's also now at 10 coins, so he can go at the fastest he can go, while Waluigi is still only at 3.
He did, however, get those 3 mushrooms, and he crashed into the wall, but he's getting his bearings. It's early. Last time, Mike had the slow start, and he came back and he got into second place. Waluigi trying to do that here as they enter the second lap. And here comes a red shell. Mario's in trouble.
Waluigi gets hit as well. Donkey Kong now using the draft himself and overpasses, and now it's the computer in first place. And just a waste of a red shell there. He tried to get Donkey Kong and he passed him before he released it.
Now, Clay, I'm colorblind. That thing looks green to me.
That one.
This is my favorite thing. When you get ink, you know, it's kind of annoying, but at the same time, respect.
It's aesthetically pleasing at times, sure.
Inappropriate. As Mario takes the lead. As we enter the last race, last lap of the race here in race number 1 at Mario Circuit, Chris Burns, Clay Schrager, and here comes the infamous boom drop for the blue shell.
He avoids the red shell from the explosion, and that helps because if he would have got hit double there, Waluigi might be in first place and not in second. As we see, he's on his tail and uses the draft.
I mean, you can see Steven actually physically lean with Waluigi, thinking that he's actually racing right now.
You know what? In my days when I was racing, I did the same thing. It helps.
It's gonna
I
be
don't care what anyone says.
It's gonna be a photo finish, but oh, Mario takes the lead and then gets shrunk right as he takes the lead, but Waluigi's still just behind him. Coming up to the finale.
A red shell.
And a blue shell. Waluigi steals the victory.
Steven gets the full 15 points, while Mike only gets 12. But we still have 5 more races to go, Chris. And if they're going to be like that, boy, are we in for one.
I mean, good thing the camera just cut away. I think Mike is actually crying. It was a tough loss there, getting hit with the blue shell right at the last second.
Really, it's the worst thing that can happen. You see the finish line and you're ready to celebrate, and then that blue shell just comes in and crushes your dreams.
Now, Clay, as a experienced Mario Karter like yourself, what does he need to do for the next race?
He just needs to regain his focus. He can't let that blue shell haunt him from that last race. He has to know if one's coming, maybe even play even a little bit into the player behind him, so then he gets hit by it as well, and they both are in the level playing field still.
As they're starting to get race number 2 ready, we're in Winter Park, but let's head down to Water Park. Let's see if they can stay dry on this Switch race.
And Water Park, one of those new races, as you just stated, it's from the Switch, the newest system from Nintendo. So not a lot of racers know this as well as other maps. It'll be interesting to see how these players play it.
You know, I just saw Steven starting to laugh at Mike, saying that he's going to beat him again.
And you know what, Chris, we talked about it in the dry run, but do you talk a lot when you play?
You know, I just let the blue shells do the talking.
See, I was a big talker. Somebody missed a shell.
Boogity, 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 let's go racing, boys!
Somebody missed a shell or missed a banana. Oh, you wouldn't hear the end of it from me.
Waluigi has the early lead, but as soon as I say that, Mario says, I'll take that. Oh, and they go underwater in this race.
They go underwater. It's called Water Park, Chris, so I'd assume they go underwater.
That's a very good point. I should have put more critical thinking into it.
See, and that's a mistake right there by Mike. He gets a green shell. He should just hold it behind him. So if a red shell comes at him like that, he guards it. And instead, he just throws it away like it's nothing.
I know, Mike. What do you think? Do you think those green shells come for free?
Now he has a chance.
Throws it out there and misses them as they enter lap number 2.
Uh-oh. Somebody has a star behind Mike.
Still in first place, Mario. Waluigi not too far behind, but he's starting to bang into the walls.
He just wastes the fireballs there. He could have thrown those behind him instead of in front of him and tried to hit somebody to gain that little bit more room between him and second place.
And I'm not sure what just happened, but something happened. Oh, there we go.
We had a full screen of the race. And a mistake there by Mike. Mike is just shooting himself in the foot this entire game, running over bananas, not holding on to his green shells, running into buildings now.
Well, you know, maybe he's hungry. I am hungry, so I'd run into some bananas if I could right now.
Chris is always hungry.
Third place, Mario. Back into first place. There's Mike trying to get vengeance from that first race. But once again, devastated by that blue shell, and Waluigi has the lead again.
Great tactic there by Steven. He saw the blue shell coming. He slowed down to make sure he wouldn't get hit by it. And then Mike gets hit by that red shell. And
you can just see the distraught look on Mike's face. He thought he had it. It's not over, Clay.
It's not over.
Well, actually, yes it is. Waluigi wins 2 in a row, with Mario getting in second place.
So now we take a look at the leaderboard. Waluigi on 30 points and Mario on 24, first and second respectively. But Chris, he has a lot of room to make up for now. 6 points is a lot. It's only there's a 3-point gap between first and second each time. That means Mike has to win 2 races just like Steven has, just to tie it up before the last 2.
Well, you're just giving Steven second place, Clay. What about these bots?
There is the bots, and you know what? Those AIs are good. They are on 100 CCs, so they're at about medium level. So
I don't know. It
I
seems
think
like
a professional player should be able to be above 100 CC every time.
Well, I don't know. Mike looked like he got ganged up by those bots. As we head now to the dangerous
Bowser's Castle. And this is just a revamped version on the Switch of one that's been around forever since the 64. Since the N64. But they just keep redoing it and adding new stuff into it. And new traps and new tactics. And you can see now that big old fire Bowser.
You don't want to mess with him.
You do not want to mess with Bowser. Bowser is like your mother when you don't clean the dishes and she comes home to dirty dishes. It's not a fun sight.
You already know what I'm going to say. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing, boys. Race number 3 here at Bowser's Castle. Chris Burns, Clay Schrager on the call. Donkey Kong gets the early lead. But Mario gets, well, he went a little crazy there. He took the lead and bounced all over the place. Now, Clay, as we enter lap number 1, these races seem to go so fast. What is your mentality in lap number 1?
Lap number 1, you just gotta make sure you get to it off to a nice start. Not like how Mike is, where he's running into wall is you got to pass. You want lap 1 to be the cleanest, so then if you do make a mistake in lap 2 and 3, you're not making up for it, but you're just keeping it.
Well, you know, Mike actually, this is his first time racing competitively since the incident.
That incident.
Yeah.
Now, if you don't know what we're talking about, Mike was racing and he beat somebody and they threw the controller and it bounced off the ground and hit him in the eye.
Wow, it was devastating.
It was really hard to watch. I was in the crowd for that one, and man, ambulances came and...
Well, let's not get too into it. There's kids watching, Clay. There's kids. Okay, let's not get too crazy here. Third place. Mike really trying to get himself back into this race. I know we're talking about third place as if it's nothing, but when you're facing somebody like Steven, you have to get second place.
Dude, Steven's only in second himself with a bot in first, but he just overtook him.
Kablam!
Great dodge there by Mike, just avoiding the blue shell explosion. And then he sends a little sound box.
He just toots his horn and says, haha, in first place.
Well, now he's back to third after he runs into a banana, and Steven got hit by a rock. Man,
this is just very competitive as we enter the last lap of the race. And they're just ganging up on Mike right now. He can't buy a victory. Mike, if you can hear us, you gotta pick your game up out there.
he does. And it has to be right now. It's the final lap. It's going into the most difficult part of this map. And a big mess up there by Steven. But the bot takes control.
Well,
And
Clay,
Mike messes up himself.
and right, just like that, Steven takes the lead again. Steven off to a big lead, but right on his heels, Mike. We've seen this for the first 3 races.
Something that you saw Mike do very well in the first game was get coins, and he has not gotten them at all in these next 2 races. A big double red there, though. Great job to hold on to it. Very smart, because now he can use the other one, and there you go.
But look out, because here goes Waluigi, and he steals it, and he is going. Oh my God, what a crazy finish!
What
Mario
great
pulls it out at the end!
What great use of the draft there by Mike, realizing that that was his only shot to be able to win that, and he cuts the point lead to only 3. 42 for Waluigi, 39 for Mario.
Look at this, goosebumps, chills, okay? I cannot believe what we had just witnessed. The third race ends with a photo finish. Mario just getting the victory over Waluigi. Clay, I can't believe that.
I can't believe it either. And just great use of tactics, even running into the wall.
Well, I'm going to have to take time to digest what just happened. We're going to head to break. But Mike, battling back. Welcome back into the Full Sail 500, the first annual Full Sail 500. Clay, we have seen 3 phenomenal races, none better than that last race.
A photo finish there where Mike just used the draft. I can't say it enough. He just stayed right behind Steven till the last second, got the boost, knocked him over, and gets the win.
Waluigi, a.k.a. Steven, has a 3-point lead. If Mike could win this one, we would see a tie
At
matchup.
least. If Steven gets second place. And that next race is going to be taking place at Wario's Gold Mine. Little throwback to the Mario Kart Wii, only one generation behind.
And Clay, take us through this course. You are very familiar with this one.
This one is very hard, yes. It's you have to really cut
Boogity, let's go racing, boys!
you have to really cut corners, Chris, and make sure you stay on the track because like Rainbow Road, you can fall off the track very easy here.
It looks very narrow as we get a immediate turn signal there. I thought for sure that, and there's a little safety net there, Clay.
Yeah, just in case you go too wide, this level lets you have a little bit of wiggle room.
Besides falling off the edge, what is the most difficult thing about this course?
Is to avoid the carts at this point. You have to make sure you don't run into them or get ran into by them with them shifting lanes because it'll ruin your thing. You get hit 2-3 times in this track.
You know, the more the races go on, the more comfortable Mike looks. Now he's being able to draft well. Of course, as soon as I say that, he gets hit a couple times, but he's hitting less walls. Maybe Mario's sobering up. Who knows?
He is. He's playing very well using drifting very well along with using the draft.
And like you mentioned earlier about those coins, he now has 10, so he can go as fast as he possibly can.
And if he gets airborne, he can fly for a little bit longer as well.
Was that a red shell or was that a green shell?
That was a green shell there. He gets hit by one of those carts.
He was about to get hit with a red shell, but it hit the cart. He got saved there.
He got saved, but he needs to save it. He gets the sandbox. I wouldn't use it. I just hold on to it. You have 2 items left. I don't know why he is so eager to use all these items as soon as he gets
What
them.
if he just wanted to toot his own horn?
He could have sent away the red shell right there.
I don't know. Do you have a rivalry with Mike? Yeah, I feel like you call him out on a lot of his stuff.
When you're an experienced player like I am, and you watched and played the game for so long, you know how to use certain things, and you should really just, it's common sense ones when you're racing Mario Kart.
Well played. Common sense does not look like it's helping being on the side right now because Mike is in first place, and as soon as I say that, out of nowhere, Waluigi has the lead. But here comes the blue kablam!
Unfortunately, Mike got hit by that as well, just a little bit.
Right on his tail is Waluigi. Will we see another crazy finish? Mike ties up the game. 2 wins apiece. The first 2 went to Steven. The next 2 went to Mike. Clay, what has Mike done in the last 2 races to get back in it?
He's just played very well. He's gotten the coins when he's needed to, and he's made the right decisions at the right exact time. You saw right there, as soon as he made the turn, he knew he could drift into getting a speed boost, and he gets that speed boost. At Bowser's Castle, he used the drift from the draft from Waluigi to get that boost and get across the finish line.
Clay, are you hungry?
I'm a little hungry. I ate before this.
I could go for some sherbet.
Some sherbet. Well, that's where we're going next. Sherbert's Land.
Let me tell you about sherbet, okay? I like the orange. I like the strawberry. I like the rainbow. Most importantly, the best one, Sherbet Land.
Sherbet Land. So if you were at Sherbet Land, Chris, and you were surrounded by 4, you'd have rainbow, you'd have strawberry, and what other 2?
I think you're just making fun of me because I'm colorblind.
Possibly.
Is that what you're doing?
Do you know where we should go after this, Chris?
Where?
Jeremiah's Italian Ice and get some sherbet.
You know, I go there all the time. Not even kidding you. Let me tell you what my favorite thing to get there is, okay? What is it? I got to take this thing out here. Let me tell you about Jeremiah's. Me and Jeremiah go way back. Well, I'll tell you that on the next break about my and Jeremiah's blossoming friendship. as we head to Sherbert Land for race number 5, which could potentially be the tiebreaker.
Yeah, 2 races left, and if one of them drops any points, that could be it. If either of them gets less than second place, could be the end of it for them. And we're going back to the GameCube for this one, boys.
I wonder if SpongeBob will make an appearance. There's the jellyfish. This kind of reminds me of Christmas when I was a little kid. Ah, the presents I would get. Now I just get coal.
And socks. Neither of them get the boost there.
That's why I didn't say boogity boogity boogity.
You only say boogity boogity boogity. Let's go racing.
I thought that Mike was about to die there, but no, he strategically went off the road. And, well, I guess it's not really working out. He's in 3rd place. But these races go so fast, and yet you're never out of it.
Yeah, I don't know what the tactic was to go underwater there. You don't have a lot of coins yet, so you're not going to be as fast. I just stay on the regular ground, the snow, if you should say, and just go.
Now, Clay, what color are those shells?
Those are red. Or those are green, excuse me. You're confusing me now.
How can I confuse your eyes? Are you blaming my colorblindness on you?
Correct.
Lap number 2 in 3rd place. Mike really needs to step it up here. He cannot risk falling behind anymore as he gets 3 mushrooms, which will help him out as he overcomes 2nd place.
Very great use of the mushrooms there to stay above water and not go under.
That's always the scariest thing when you see those shells bouncing around, especially that green one. You never know where it's going to head. He gets 3 mushrooms again. But Bowser says, "Get the heck out of my way. You just stole my castle."
Oh, he ran out of bounds there and he slowed himself down. And I must say, this is a near perfect run from Steven. No really big hits, watching him over there, just smoothly cruising through, getting the items he needs.
As we enter the final lap, this is just an absolute clinic. The only thing Mario can hope for is a blue shell.
It's a red one there, Chris.
Look how far ahead he is, though. It finally just hit him.
Mike should have picked up some of those coins there just to speed himself up. Steven has all 10.
He throws all 3 red shells at the same time. And they all get there at the same time, so it only really is as effective as if he threw 1.
Correct. He should have delayed it maybe a half second or more.
Got that green shell, tries for it. Can't come up with it, and it's going to be Steven getting 1st place, and does that cost Mike? Mike will finish in 3rd. That is a huge development, Clay.
I said it before the race started. He needed to make sure he gets 2nd place. He can't drop any more points. And he dropped points there. Only 10
Wendy.
points. Now it is 69 to 64.
You know, how ironic is it that at Sherbert Land, the girl of the Frosty, Wendy, gets 2nd place? Ironic? I don't think so.
Coincidental, as our director Gus Ramsey would want us to say. Not ironic.
Well, we head now to Clay. Are you a fan of this next road?
Amazing fan. It was one of my favorite tracks to race on. I loved it. I loved the thrill of it.
The thrill. Well, let's head straight there right now as we head to Rainbow Road for the final race. Steven versus Mike.
And it's going to be the older version, the N64 version of Rainbow Road.
I hope our buddy Trent Osborne down there is getting a nice good look. I want to hear all the trash talk that they're talking to each other, because you can just tell they hate each other.
There it is. So beautiful, so colorful. I don't
It is
know
a
how many
rainbow.
of those you can see, Chris, but man, it's great.
Let me see. No jump start for either again.
For those who didn't see, Chris did swipe off his life.
Now, what's that you're going to play?
Those are speed boosts.
Speed boost.
They
And can
just
you
give them a slight boost to keep going.
can you fall off the edge of this course?
Yes, you can. And for most players, it happens often.
You know, that would make me angry.
It can be very frustrating.
I think that it might even result in, like, dare I say, a controller throw.
We don't want to see that again. I don't think Mike wants to see that again.
Well, Mike needs to pick up his game right now, falling all the way back to 4th place. Maybe he's going to purposely never cross the finish line so that way he can continue racing, because his racing career is almost over.
Yeah, it's night, and who knows where he'll rank after this. Just an obliteration in the last 2 races. He made a good comeback, but the clutch genius does not look like it's in his veins tonight.
Well, you know, we saw him banging into walls earlier, and we questioned Mario's sobriety. And now he has to come back into the forefront of the conversation after not doing too well in the last 2 races.
You know what? Those pixie sticks, those juice boxes, the Capri Suns, they all can get to you, Chris. Little mixing does not help with that either.
It's going to be another, basically, clinic. Uh-oh, as soon as I say that.
He tried to take a shortcut, but he just fell off.
I said, you can't do that, Steven. You're trying to cheat.
You gotta do whatever you can, but uh-oh.
Crossing the finish line of 2nd place is Mario. Waluigi gets 4th. Let's see what it does to the standings. Well, I guess we don't know. We'll find out.
The final standings are going to be interesting.
It looks like Waluigi is tied with Donkey Kong out of nowhere.
Donkey Kong has 24 points, so if Waluigi has 24 on top of his 54, that's going to be 78. Mario with 22 on top of his 54, that's going to be 76. And Steven comes out the winner by just the slightest edge after almost blowing it, Chris, in that final race on Rainbow Road.
Wow.
Just unbelievable. He was in first. He tried to take the shortcut, fell off, dropped down to 4th place, and
well, let's get Trent's reaction. Trent, how's it going down there? Can we get some reaction from the winner?
Thanks, guys. Congratulations, Steven. You're moving on to the finals. In warm-ups, you told us you were going to win the entire tournament. Now you're 3 races away from glory. How does it feel?
Feels good. It was close at the beginning, though. Winning the first 2 races helped, then lost in the next 2, but regained it when I won the last 2 races. So I feel pretty good right now.
Absolutely. Now, when we got the track list before the tournament started, just a murderer's row of tracks. Were there any that caught your eye and made you sweat a little bit going into preparation?
Rainbow Road is the hardest map in Mario Kart, I think. But I think I did a pretty good job. I didn't fall. I fell for once, but that's it.
Yes, you definitely had a great run. Congratulations and good luck in the finals. Chris, Clay, back to you guys.
Thank you, Trenton. Back to us here in the booth. Clay, you're all smiles. Were you just rooting for Steven to win that?
no, I was laughing because you called him.
Let's go to commercial. Our producer is yelling at us to go to commercial, Clay. They don't want to hear you anymore. We'll be right back after this. Right here at Full Sail, home of the Full Sail 500, Chris Burns, Clay Schrager, here at the first annual Full Sail 500. Clay, we've seen 6 amazing races. Steven, Waluigi, moving on to the finals.
Yeah, a great finish and a lucky finish there in that final race at Rainbow Road, and was able to pull it off by 2 points. And it showed how much that meant for that third place finish on Sherbert Land for Mike.
Well, our next two racers, Omar and Luke, are going to get a taste of the same exact places, Clay. Do you think with the benefit of going second, they can change their strategy?
I don't think it changes your strategy. You should know what you're going to do when you go
All right,
in.
Clay, we got to go to the race. You're just talking. We want to get to the race. It's time. Mario Circuit, Omar, Luke, Bowser, Yoshi.
And we're going back to Mario Circuit, the Game Boy Advance version, Chris.
Feels like we were only there just a couple minutes ago.
I think it was more than a couple.
Oh, you can... Omar and Luke are not good enough to play in 6 races. They only get to play in 4. They will play in race 1, 2, 3, and 4. And you can just tell that Omar and Luke, they just despise each other. They're sitting so close to each other that they must not like each other at all, Clay.
Yeah, I think they're going to use a couple of elbows here. But an interesting strategy taken by Luke to go with a cart instead of a motorcycle. 4 wheels instead of 2.
Well, you know, better grip. What is this? Is this a NASCAR race? Might as well be.
Then Mark, you said wholesale 500. I think Indy 500 carts.
And Bowser, I mean, he can afford to lose a few poundages. I mean, he's really weighing down that cart right now.
Yeah, it looks like it's almost going flat there.
Oh, and he lost his mushrooms.
He lost his mushrooms, and that's hurt. Yoshi just easily getting through that first lap. Just a great, near-perfect map. Lap.
Before the whole entire Wholesale 500 started, you mentioned the favorite would have to be Yoshi.
He's a fan favorite character. I know. I played. That was my main when I played. Was that yours as well, Chris?
No, he was. I love to, like, whenever I would play just Mario in general, I would always hop on the donkey.
I think he's more of a dinosaur, but we'll take donkey, Chris.
I mean, I think donkeys are green.
Oh, you actually know Yoshi's color. You can tell it's green and not red.
Yes, but let's talk about what's going on with Bowser.
Dropping all the way down to 5th and 6th place now. And if you're Omar, this is not what you do.
Well, guess what? Yoshi's about to get the unfortunate big boom whenever it arrives as he's in first place. And it's just now arriving, but he has such a big lead that let's see if it'll even affect him.
Well, that was an interesting tactic there by Omar if you were watching his screen. He tried to do the same thing that Steven did on Rainbow Road and take a shortcut, but the map said no, no, no. He gets the super mushroom here.
You know, Mario Kart doesn't like cheaters, okay, Bowser? You just gotta follow the rules. You have to start questioning his sobriety as well. He just ran right into a pipe then. 7th place. As Yoshi cruises in the air to a first place finish. Bowser ever so slowly, drunkenly working his way to the finish line.
Great use of the shortcut there with his mushroom, but he just stops using it. You gotta keep going with it. You gotta mash that button and a low-full 7th place finish. Only 6 points.
You know, it's not going to get the job done when you're facing somebody like Luke.
No, it's not. And now he has a 9-point gap, which if you're Luke, you never want to take the foot off the pedal, pun intended. But
ha, ha, ha. Well, if Luke gets 2nd place for the next 3 races and Omar gets 1st place, that'll be the only way Omar can tie him.
Only way, unless Luke has an Omar and just completely drops out. And
well, we're headed to Water Park. Last time we were here, we saw Steven pull out the win with Waluigi. And Clay, you said that it wasn't going to be a factor, but I think Omar and Luke watched Mike and Steven play Mario Circuit and took that for an advantage.
Oh, he definitely did Luke knew exactly where he was going, what cuts he was doing, what turns, where, how deep, everything like that, and just played it beautifully.
Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing, boys. Race number 2 of 4.
Saw Yoshi get the nice boost there. You say your famous catchphrase, Chris.
Yes, I created it. Good start for Bowser, sticking around in second place. Unfortunately, Yoshi in first place. Chris Burns plays Schrager on the call today for the first annual Full Sail 500.
And did you see what Luke just did there? He did what Mike wouldn't do. And listen to me. He got a green shell, knew the red shell was coming, and held it behind him and stopped it. Great job there by Luke.
And yet we still see Omar banging into things.
I understand he's Bowser, but doesn't mean you have to act like Bowser.
Oh. Once again, another red shell missed by Omar, but he takes the lead. But Yoshi right on his tails, and there he takes the lead again. Wait, if Luke wins this race, it's practically over. Omar has to win this race.
I think Omar has to get at least first place. He must win this one, very true. But if he doesn't, he has to get second place and nothing less.
He's got a boomerang.
He does have a boomerang,
Now,
Chris.
I'm not sure what that does, but it must do something.
Do you not know how boomerangs work, Chris?
You know, Clay, sensing some hostility here. I do know how a boomerang works. I don't understand how it works in good old Mario Kart.
Well, it's the
Explain
same
for
way
the
that
average
works in
fan.
Throw it, it goes and hits somebody and it comes back.
You get to keep it forever?
Not forever. You have a number of throws on it.
Oh, it's kind of like Frosty. Once he takes his hat off, it's gone.
Correct. But have you ever thrown a boomerang, Chris, in real life?
Nope, just in fake life.
Fake life?
Yep. As Yoshi crosses the finish line again for first place. Bowser, nice rebound for second place, but now has a 12-point gap that he's going to need to make up as Rosalina takes over at second place. Remember, we only are playing 2 more races. We're not playing the full 6, but he should have the home field advantage at Bowser's Castle.
He is going to have the home field advantage at Bowser's Castle, Chris. He's going to know where everything is. And the fire shouldn't affect him, but it will, and he shouldn't run into it.
Well, why shouldn't it affect him then?
Because it's his level. Do you think that would be an interesting thing to do, Chris? On your home level, you don't get affected by stuff.
Bowser is secretly a Targaryen. Can't be hurt by fire.
Ooh.
If there are any
He
kids
is part-
watching, please
he
go
is
home
part
and watch
dragon.
Game of Thrones.
He's a turtle dragon.
Bowser's Castle. Omar, Luke, Bowser, and Yoshi. Race number 3. Beep, beep, beep.
No biggity boppity boopity boo.
No, I don't say that.
What do you say, Chris?
I say, boogity, boogie, boogie, let's go racing, boys.
They can go racing.
Yoshi. Just seems like he just knows what he's doing. Bowser, he just wants to, he's home. He just wants, maybe this is where he just wants to go up and take a nap. He just looks like a character that would want to just go home, take a little snooze, crawl into his shell. Nobody's gonna mess with him. Look at that shell.
Yeah. Well, crawl in between the spikes.
Okay, as we're here on the first lap, walk us through the decision to grow out the neck beard.
The neck beard.
Yeah, we all see it. What's the decision to grow that out?
You know what? I've seen it become popular with all NBA stars and some other stars throughout the sports, and I had to get in on it. I need to add a few years onto myself. I still look like a kid at times, Chris.
Yes.
Still look younger than my age, so I want to get to that age.
As we go to full screen now, we're really committed. Now Bowser's just right in our face as he hits the wall again.
Yoshi's still just sticking in that first place spot. I think he'll be able to clinch it if he wins this next race.
Well, he'll be able to clinch it over Luke. Not technically Rosalina the bot.
Yoshi is Luke, Chris. Omar is Bowser.
I'm going to start cheering for Omar now. Let's go, Omar. You
Chris, we
go
can't
in
be
the
fans, we're
lava.
broadcasters.
He's got, what is that thing? Now he has,
Petey. That's Petey.
So we
As
got
we
a
look in
close-up
on
of the
Omar and Luke.
racers.
So concentrated.
I mean, nothing can break their concentration.
Great use again of that banana by Luke.
Bowser gets a star. Unfortunately, doesn't let him go through walls. That's been his biggest nemesis all game long.
You can't run through a cannonball.
You know, I'm telling you, Bowser just wants to curl up and take a nap. He's home.
I think those juice boxes, pixie sticks, and fruit gushers got him, and he's ready for a nap, Chris.
Aren't we all? And he just keeps on trying to fall off.
He does there. Great boost there by Yoshi. Luke gets the first place finish.
Omar just doesn't want to finish. He just wants to race forever. And he gets that silver bullet as Bowser limps to the finish for 8th place.
And that's all she wrote, folks. We don't even... The last one is just for bragging rights for Luke to see if he can go perfect.
It's just the formality at this point.
Yes, 22-point lead, unattainable in one race.
I'm just going to say Omar is definitely my favorite racer.
And it,
Welcome back into the broadcast booth. Chris Burns, Clay Schrager. Clay, we have seen some tremendous races in the first go-round, some blowouts here in the second go-round.
you know what? Not every race is great, and we're seeing that here, Chris. I want to see how Omar gets affected by Rainbow Road here, though, because we saw him not be able to stay on the map for easier maps, as in Bowser's Castle, Mario Circuit, Water Park, but now you're at the one you can see no edges, no gates to help you stay on.
This will just be kind of a heads up for Luke because Rainbow Road is the final race they play in the finals. So he's going to get one last tune-up before he heads off and faces Steven.
And I just got an update from Vegas. The over-under odds on Omar falling off are set at 10.5.
All right, I'm going to take the over.
You're going to take the over? We'll have to keep track of that throughout the race, Chris.
But right now, he's off to a good start. In first place, Yoshi is kind of cruising, checking it all out, waiting for the moment to strike. He's got the 3 mushrooms. He can take off anytime he wants, and he does.
Great use of just hugging the edge, but he falls off there, and that's one for Luke.
And we see Luke, the grimace on his face, that really affected him. Now he's starting to trash talk Omar.
See, but if you're Luke here, even knowing that you're moving on, you still gotta take this race seriously. You know, as you said, Chris, it's the final race of the finals. You have to know what you're doing, and you can't do that just on one go round.
There's one for Omar. Unfortunately, he fell off, and as soon as he gets back on, the blue shell's already fired at him, and he got hit again.
Luke fell off as well while he was getting hit by that.
You know, this kind of reminds me of the 2008 home run derby. Josh Hamilton hit 28 home runs in the first round, and then he kind of struggled his last couple swings, kind of like what Luke is doing right now. And guess what ended up happening in the next round when all of the home runs were erased? Josh Hamilton didn't move on.
He did not. I remember that. I remember Hamilton sending one over the fence in Old Yankee Stadium, just absolutely destroying a ball.
As we go to full screen here, as we're getting Omar is playing a perfect game right now in 7th place. If somehow Yoshi can just fall off the edge of the earth and not finish this race, there could be a chance Omar could catch him.
That'll be it. Omar already finishing in first, and there's the 7th place finish for Luke. Luke will still move on to play Steven in the final. but at the expense of having a horrific Rainbow Road experience.
As they both just start trash talking each other again. And I hope Trent Osborne is ready down there because we need to get another interview with the winner, Luke. Trent, are you with us? Trent, there's no snack bar. I don't know what you're looking for. You know, he always disappears. You know, I told him to stand on that green dot. He just wasn't ready.
You know what? He might be colorblind like you, Chris, and went and stood over on a
Wait,
red
Clay,
dot.
this just in. He's just back from the snack bar. Hey, Trenton, how we doing out there?
I'm doing great, Chris. Here we are with Luke. A win in dominating fashion. You're heading to the finals. What is your confidence level at this point?
Oh, 100%, 10 out of 10. You know, you got to do what you got to do to feed the family. I came out here coming to compete, and you got to win. You got to bring home the W.
Absolutely. Now, you had the fortunality to be up there second, and you got a chance to check out Steven and what his process was in racing. Were there any things you picked up on?
Well, he's a good racer, but I'm going to keep it 100 with you, Chief. I think I'm a little bit better. I'm not going to lie.
Fiery words coming from Luke. Congratulations. Good luck in the finals. Chris, Clay, back to you guys.
Thank you so much, Trenton. You know, I don't think Trent actually went to the snack bar. I think he just went to the bar. I mean,
You know what? Bowser looked like he had went to the bar as well before the game.
Well, the stage is set for a very dramatic final here at the Full Sail 500. Steven Waluigi versus Luke as Yoshi when we return.
Let's go now.
Welcome back. We didn't even get a countdown, and good thing we were not doing anything embarrassing because we are back live here at Full Sail 500. Clay Schrager, Chris Burns, and Clay, if they would have came back a moment too soon, your shirt would have been off.
Might have been. And for some people, it's a pretty sight. For others,
Nope. That's God. So, I don't know if we're actually going to get the balloon battle, so to speak, which was supposed to happen, but Luke, Steven, dominating fashion. Really, Mike won those two races in between 3 and 4 to tie up the game. But then at the end, Waluigi, I hate to say it, but he destroyed him.
he really did. And it was all on Mike. He wasn't playing the game properly. He wasn't doing the tactics that you need to do to get into first place and win the game.
So there will be no third place finish here because they say if you lose, you lose. We don't want to celebrate people who lose. So only a champion will be crowned here at Toad's Turnpike.
Oh, this one is a killer. Going back all the way to the N64, those cars will take you out, and they won't care. It's like Florida drivers.
Luke is already talking to Steven. Look at him. He's laughing at him. He's saying he just said you're a bum, I think. That's what he just said.
What a mistake by Luke to start. He overwent, and he didn't get the boost, and he just stalled himself out.
But he's already up in fourth place, Trey. Luke is an experienced Mario Karter, kind of like yourself.
But an experienced Mario Kart racer should not stall out. You should know the time. You should know when to start.
Clay, not everybody can be perfect. You of all people should know.
I do. We don't need to bring up that horrible, horrible day.
For those of you who don't know, Clay Schrager once lost his Mario Kart license. Very bad accident, but we won't get into it. Waluigi in a familiar
came out of
place.
nowhere.
Waluigi in a familiar place at first place. Yoshi in unfamiliar territory at third. He's just trying to fly his way to first. He sees Waluigi well within his grasp.
Luigi got past a couple of times. And a grave mistake. Neither of them going up the wall to get some boost and just avoid the cars.
They both are just holding on to weapons. And oh my gosh, what a demolition. Yoshi gets taken out. Oh my gosh.
That looked like the one time I saw somebody just ran into the back of somebody while in the Steak and Shake drive-thru.
You know, speaking of that, we're in lap 3, so I won't have to have too much time to go into the story. I had my turn signal on at the red light to turn into full sail, and some random person just decided, bang, rear-ended me.
I remember that.
That was terrible. Yoshi is getting pushed backwards in a car. Yoshi, get your act together. You're in 7th place. Oh my goodness.
Luke's over there laughing because he knows that's just so frustrating to happen. Waluigi gets the full 15 points, and Yoshi with 6. But Chris, it's only 3 maps. It's 200 cc, so these bots are harder. And you only get 3 chances, and he has to make up 9 points in 2 races.
Honestly, I want to know what's going through Luke's head. I can see him very distraught. His head is down. Some tears are falling. And if I was him, I would probably cry after that performance too.
I would too. I said you can get hit by a car like a Florida driver, and they won't stop. And that's what happened.
Well, Clay, the next one, Music Park. That's kind of ironic being here at Full Sail. It's a very big music program over at Full Sail University. I wonder if a Full Sail student created this park.
Possibly. It's made on the 3DS, so it's more recent. And Full Sail has been around for a pretty long time.
It's like a
music note, Chris?
Yes.
For those
just so mesmerized.
Chris Burns had the Air 404 message pop up on his brain when he saw it.
Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing, boys. Race number 2 of the finals. With Waluigi getting the victory in race number 1. Yoshi getting a very, very disappointing 7th. He's going to need a very good performance right now as we go full screen. 1st and 2nd. Now we get a glimpse of them. As Yoshi, I don't know, but Luke just continues to laugh every time he falls down. I wonder if Luke knows these are real. Does he still think this is the pre-show?
I think he might still think it's on a dry run. But you're not, Luke. This is the final. This is for all the marbles. Steven had a chance to make up for it back there. And a big item there to get the blue to steal a star from somebody. But Luke fell off, and Steven didn't capitalize. He fell off the map himself. And
This is a big race, Clay. We're already in the 2nd lap. Waluigi, nowhere near the front right now.
He does it again.
But Yoshi,
you know the turn's coming. Turn.
Clay's getting very animated. Look, do you hear Clay? Clay wants you to turn. 7th place. If Luke can fight his way up to 1st place, this game would be tied. Just gets over the music now. Waluigi is falling back into 10th. My goodness, what's happening?
Great job there, Luke, to use that shortcut and to use momentum to keep himself.
But he's only in 5th, Clay. That's not going to be enough to make up for the lost effort in game 1.
And look at them, Luke smiling. They're talking to each other. You know they're talking smack.
This is what it's all about. You know, oh man, I wish I could go back to being 27 and living in my mom's basement playing Mario Kart.
Short couple months ago for you, Chris. It was a long time ago for me.
That's true. Yoshi, unable to take advantage of Waluigi's poor performance. Right now, only in 4th place. Really needs to get up there, but Waluigi's just, I don't know, he's looked like he was on one of those, I don't know what they're called, but Yoshi finishes in 2nd place. Steven looks distraught as he's getting his way to the finish line as Luke starts to laugh at him.
And we can't see what the camera
8th
angle is.
place.
And he closes the gap to just 2. Great. If he would have been able to get 1st place, he would have had the lead. But, Chris, it all comes down. We saw Steven do a near perfect run on this map the first time through.
And we saw Luke not do too well.
And Luke did not, no. Rainbow Road.
My favorite in this matchup, and if you're listening at home, take this bet. I will put my life savings down on baby Luigi. He's in second place right now overall. I think the bots have him beat.
You think the bots have him beat? Well, luckily, Chris, we're only betting on the real players.
What?
And your life savings is only $5. So for those of you out there,
Well, I mean, it's still life savings.
you could go get a
And for the
nacho
last time tonight, boogity boogity boogie, let's go racing as Yoshi spins out. We start with a full screen. Clay Schrager, Chris Burns. Glad you're joining us for the first ever full sale 500. Rainbow Road looking a little bit tougher this time, as we've seen both competitors fall off so far.
Yeah, it's a bit different one. This is the Switch version of it. So as you can see, there is this type of map on it. This type of roads where you're going around. You have to go on the forward roads. It's like an escalator. The road is a lot sleeker in this one as well. And
he just lost 3 mushrooms and a star. You can just tell Luke is very disappointed, not only in his performance in the game 1, but he falls behind again in 6th place.
Steven falling off both of them.
Even our producers are talking crap about him. They said you can't handle the speed. They're calling you out, Luke. They're saying these are supposed to be your friends. They're saying you can't handle the speed. And he can't. There he goes again.
Both these guys just keep falling off. But Luke has the lead. And you can't tell he's in 5th. Still can't see what place that.
I think it's a race for last place at this point. I don't think that either of them want to claim this victory. Maybe we have tainted it with our words. As Yoshi, once again, trying to leave. Yoshi, please stay on the course. Yoshi in 5th place. Yep, Yoshi, come back. Do you think Yoshi's just not having a good time? He just wants to go home? I mean, this is the last lap, and he just is trying so hard to leave. And there he goes again. Yoshi. Well, we have 6th place and 12th place. Waluigi not doing any better in last place, actually. It's going to come down to this. Yoshi, what are you doing? You are in 7th place with a chance to win.
It looks like Chris coming home after a nice weekend.
You're in 8th place. It's going to come down to this play. This is incredible. Waluigi is, I think he has given up.
I think he has too. That last race really did him in.
Omar is probably pissed right now. He's probably like, let me get back on this game because he's in last place.
Yeah. You know what? They were talking about Omar before, our producers, and they were like, they'd be surprised if he won. So I don't know how much, but
finishing in 7th place, Yoshi, which could be enough to get him the win. Where did Waluigi finish? Just a mere 9th place.
And we have a tie, Chris. Oh my God!
What are we supposed to do now? Our producers look distraught. They didn't prepare for this. We didn't prepare for this.
Do they play another game or do they go to the balloon battle, Chris?
Welcome back inside the studio. We don't know what's going to happen. Trent, I know you're not. We can't. And we are now getting word that there will be another race. Trent, I hope you're. I don't know what you're doing down there, Trent, but I hope you're just keeping control down there. I hope they're not fist fighting just yet. Clay, it's been an honor and a privilege to call this game with you tonight.
Same to you, Chris. And here it is. We don't even know what map they're going on.
Neither do they. Luke just continues to pester Steven. You know, I think he just loves to laugh at him.
Baby Park. Do you know what that means, Chris?
I actually don't.
That means more than 4 laps. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it's either going to be 7 or 8 laps.
7 or 8 laps?
It's a small one. It's like a go-kart track. And yes, 7 laps, Chris.
This is going to be insane. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing for the last time today.
It's all on the line here, Chris. You have to have a perfect run. There's no way to fall off.
Look at Yoshi use that drift. This is phenomenal. Yoshi's slapping people. Waluigi just trying to figure out how to drift. So right now, 10 points for Yoshi, and he's off and running. He's already on the 4th lap. It's pretty much over. Oh my goodness.
And Luke,
This is a bloodbath.
it really is. Luke saw Baby Park come up. His eyes got wide open, and you know what? It's the map he wanted.
I don't know who's more excited. Luke, we're about to win the championship, or Trent because he wants to go home so bad.
Either one, Chris. Pick your poison.
Last lap, and Luke doesn't even need to see. Luke doesn't need to see. He says, keep the ink on. I'll finish in 2nd place, which is good enough. As he comes around and clinches the Full Sail 500.
He's yelling at people off screen too, saying, I knew I'd do it. The handshake, you can see the distraught that Steven has after getting off to such a good start and just completely blowing it in the last 3 races. As he takes the championship there, you can see 39 points to 28.
The Luigi family comes up big, winning the tournament, and also his son getting 3rd place. And I understand that Trent is at his green spot this time. Trent, way to get over there with a timely manner this time. I really appreciate it. Let's go down to Trent to talk to the winner, Luke.
Thanks, Chris. And here we are with the winner of the Mario Kart 500, Luke. How are you feeling after this monumentous win?
I'm not going to lie. I'm a little shaken right now because I thought I was going to do a lot better than I did. That performance was not the greatest, but, came out on top at the end, and, I got to be satisfied with the W.
Absolutely. The most impressive part, I thought, was in the first race of the final round, total gut punch. Your opponent got 1st place, you got 7th. You battled back over the last 3 races to get the W. What does that say to the mental fortitude you came into this competition with?
Listen, you gotta believe in yourself. You gotta never give up. You gotta always keep going, believe in yourself, and keep pushing, and never stop.
Inspirational words from the champions. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Back to you guys.
Thank you so much, Trent. What an amazing Full Sail 500, the first ever clay. Just some quick words to wrap up. What did you think of the overall experience?
I thought it was great. All the racers came out and tried their best. And
I
we
don't
said
know
at the
about
beginning,
Omar.
Yoshi, he's a fan favorite, and he pulls it off.
Yoshi does, in fact, win. From Jacob, Lane, Daniel, Ben, Paul, Brendan, Lucas, Corbett, I'm Chris Burns, Clay Schrager, Trenton down on the sideline. Full Sail 500 winner, Luke with Yoshi.